Welcome to episode 199 of the Mug Podcast, a member of the Odd Pods Media Network. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina.
I'm Hillary Doherty.
I tried to get through it.
You did so good, but you did so good.
So,
I was just stuck on when you said, this is episode 199. I was like, boing.
199.
By the way, I just want to let everybody know, there's still no fucking plan for next week.
No, here's the plan. We're going to do a episode 250 because 250 is half of 500.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we're not celebrating 200?
I don't know.
Are we? What if we don't make it to 250? I mean, what the fuck is this? That's the big plan. I asked you last week. We need a plan. And Tina comes back with, now we'll just 50 more episodes. Holy shit. That's a lot, bro, by the way. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's another, what, year?
That's a year.
That's how busy Tina is. She's like, put it off. So we're not going to celebrate 200. So fuck it all. Although for 100, we did a regular episode. We did really good stories. We hit each of the story that was like fucking monumentous. Like, can we do something like that? Maybe share a story or...
Oh, maybe. Let's think about it. We'll figure. You know what? Tune in next week. And
there's literally not going to be a conversation about this. I can guarantee you. Holy shit. By the way, let me tell you a little funny thing about my Halloween costume last week. So you know I was Magnum PI.
It was hot. Everybody loved it.
Very hot. So I went to celebrate with the Dolphins, the Dolphin Democrats. I worked the door over at Wicked Manors, which is so much fun because you get to see everybody coming in. The costumes are amazing. And I was putting bracelets on people all night. And they do
the little don't like families come earlier
at
5:30 or something.
So I was there for like 4.5 hours doing this.
Wow.
I was fucking exhausted. It is like thousands of people. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't fucking stop the whole time. So a couple people, three people were like, Magna PI! Like I took a selfie with me like he was so fucking excited, Magna PI. This is what the rest of the people guessed. Okay, ready? Burt Reynolds.
I mean, okay, that's
what I said. I said you're in the right region.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, we're in the right region. Okay.
But no, you'd have to have a hat.
I mean,
yeah.
Ace Ventura.
What? He doesn't even have a mustache.
This girl, I wanted to slap her. Okay.
Ace Ventura.
Tiger King. Tiger King.
No.
Yeah. I didn't have a mullet, so I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Sir. So a bunch of guys were like, thank you, sir. And I was like, hey, get the fuck out. I got people coming. Get the fuck out. Go. Get the fuck out of here. Mario. Then this girl said to me in the cutest, like, broken English accent, are you Tropical Mario? I said, Tropical Mario. I was so furious. And Paulie was next to me. I go, are you listening to this? Tropical Mario. And I said, I'm sorry, is that a thing? Is Tropical Mario a thing? You're throwing shit against the wall, ma'am. This is not right. I'm like, no, I'm Magnum PI. I was so mad. And then my favorite was the cutest guy I've ever seen. He's a little, gay guy. He's fumbling, trying to get his money. By the way, they all pull their money out of their G-string. To hand it to you. It's like, it's right from the ball sack. It comes out. Okay.
Nice and toasty.
Yeah. And he goes, you know what your face looks like? I was like, fuck. It's 11 o'clock on Halloween. I know my face is not looking like I'm exhausted, but okay. He goes, your eyes look like Katy Perry.
Oh.
And your face is meeting Amy Poehler. And I was like, that is the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. I said, go for free. Go in, get out. Oh my God, what a sweet angel. So that was fun. I had a good Halloween.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Except I didn't realize that Magnum PI was that obscure. Are we getting to that point where Magnum PI is obscure? Maybe we are.
Maybe. Okay, so were the people guessing?
Okay, so the only people who knew I was 3 dudes were the white straight dudes walking in with their girlfriends or wives. Like, that's what it was. I think my demographic was off there. And so when the third guy said, Magnum PI, like he was so excited, I go, I am hitting a certain age group here that I'm starting. Now I got it. And that's not the demographic that was walking into Wicked Manors. You know what I mean? They weren't twinks. The people who knew.
No.
Okay.
I did Halloween. We for the past few years have done Halloween with my dear friend Karen and her niece and nephew. I didn't see her niece this year, but it's always fun because it's always like a large group of kids. There was at least I don't know, 15 kids, and they just walk around the neighborhood, come back, and we're kind of trailing far behind. And one of the daughters of one of the women walking with us kept going, "Parents, keep walking," because we would just like stop and talk, and then they would be like, "We're over here," and then we kind of keep going. But it was really cute.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was dressed up like the Gatsby era.
Oh yeah. Your costume looked awesome.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. Look at you. Well, let's get into it.
Oh.
Because I have so much to say this week.
Oh, good. I have a couple of things. Let me
say something real quick because it's infuriating. When this session starts and you start to hear about like what these lawmakers are talking about, it's wild times in Florida.
Yeah. I know it has nothing to do with what's important.
P.S. I say that every time.
Yeah.
But here's the fucking crazy shit I heard this week, or I read this week. Republican state lawmakers are proposing starting, like, to personally invest in insurance companies. To start their own personal insurance company and have other state lawmakers invest. They would been asking investors, other lawmakers, if they want to invest in starting a homeowner's insurance company.
Wait, no.
And they're promising,
how do you do
and they're
that?
promising 165% return in 5 years. Because they know what we all know.
They know how to get the system.
They know what we all know.
Wow.
That you can make tons of money in Florida.
You have to be kidding me, Hillary.
I'm not fucking kidding you. One of the people approached was our friend Senator Jason Pizzo. And you know what he said? Sounds like you're trying to make money off of the people in Florida. It doesn't sound like a good idea. It doesn't sound like a wise investment to me.
I can't even believe that this would be legal in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. So instead of being outraged and trying to fix this situation, they're like, let's take advantage and make some money off of this. Yeah. Why not? It's not like I'm sitting in a position where I can actually help anybody here. Let's just fuck the rest of them like everybody else. Like the rest of
Can you imagine though, like then they start squeezing out any remnants of insurance companies in the state.
Yeah.
So then they can just continue to be the full profiting fully from it.
Millions of dollars. You can make millions and millions of dollars.
I did not hear this. Yeah. Well, maybe can I run for office?
I mean, it's the craziest shit I've ever heard. 165%
this has to be illegal.
Return.
This cannot be legal.
I don't know. Listen,
you can't.
It's one particular lawmaker that was saying it, and it sounds like the rest of them were like, "Bro, cut it." But like, what an idea to propose out there in the public. What a thing to say.
When people are literally drowning in debt.
Yeah.
When there's people who own their homes outright and have to not pay for insurance and hope by the grace of God that no storm comes by because they won't be able to fix anything.
And what interest does he have in fixing the system that he's now profiting from?
Oh my God.
Right? It's the most evil shit I've ever fucking heard. Wow. Evil. What else? What else do you got?
So one thing I just thought was funny is that our Florida Senator Rick Scott decided to endorse Trump over DeSantis.
I saw that today.
And I laughed so hard when I saw that because I'm like, this tool can't even get people in his own state to support him.
Yeah.
This, and then everyone with these boots.
God.
These
I am obsessed with this.
Politico
did a whole fucking thing.
Yes,
I said that
but he's got different boots.
Yeah, but they hired 3 people who work on boots or some shit. And they all said there's lifts in the boots. Well, he's trending every day on Twitter for something like this. Yes. For this.
Yes.
And my God, what an ego crusher that is. Yeah. This is a man who doesn't give a fuck that he's taking the rights away from women and girls. He's bankrupting people for health and for homeowners insurance. That he's canceling Black history and LGBTQ folks, trying to eliminate erase the existence of trans people in this state. Forget all that. People are more obsessed with his boots and what's going on with those boots.
There's nothing going on in those boots.
And it says that he's 5'11".
What? Where?
What do you think?
Where does it say that?
On his, it was on, I know what it was. It was on his college baseball, stats, that he was 5'11".
Well, I mean, I feel like those are probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So what? He's trying to just be 6'1"?
Yeah, because and then there's also this theory that like
be under 6 foot.
Apparently, there's also this theory that when the taller of the candidates is usually the one that wins, except in the case of like Biden and Obama and Romney. But like that's usually a thing.
Come on.
Also, Trump and Biden. Trump is taller than Biden, and he didn't win. So I have no idea.
I'm hearing just worrisome things about potential losses in 2024 just because of what's happening right now with Israel and Palestine and Michigan.
It doesn't look good. No. And I said this when we talked about this. I said I don't like the idea. Listen,
it's a slippery slope.
It's a stage. Okay, politics is a stage. It's a show, and what Biden's reaction to what was happening in Israel and Palestine was always going to affect the election.
Yeah.
And so it's been now, I said last week, are we going to go take a pause? Are we going to do a ceasefire?
Some Democrats are now asking for...
Today he literally said pause to Israel. Okay. So now today is November 2nd. So I don't know. It says a quarter of the buildings in Palestine are gone. A quarter of them. If you look at these satellite pictures, it's devastation what's happening there. And so I don't know. You know, it's I don't know. It's a fine line between, like, you should be able to say I want innocent people to not be killed and not be called anti-Semitic. Like that's
right.
I know that's a thing. Like when I say ceasefire, that's not anti-Semitic. That's ridiculous. But there are people online and in real life going after the Jewish people and anti-Semitic things, and it's the rise of anti-Semitism is fucking nuts.
No, it's dangerous. I mean, they're going after kids at school. At colleges.
It's really bad.
It's so bad, and that's not the answer. No. That's not the answer, because the Jewish folks living here and even the Jewish people in Israel, again, like they're under leadership. Just like here, like if Trump is in charge and he's doing things like, if you can't put the sole blame on all of the American people, because not everybody is in line with what their leader is doing.
Right.
And I think we just have to look at this as that there are innocent people on both sides that are being harmed, and like, can we just stop?
Oh my God. It's devastation.
It's scary.
And when those buildings go down, they're digging through rubble looking for people.
I know.
I mean, it is fucking wild. And the Israeli troops have invaded the country. They're in the country. So it's not just lobbing bombs now. So I ask, can anybody tell us what the end game is here? What's the end of this? There's no way that there is a plan.
No, I mean,
it's crazy. And again, it's going to affect his election. And I think he's done very well by Israel right now, and I think he's trying to do better by Palestine. And when I say by Palestine, I mean the people who have no way out. Egypt does not want to take anybody. There's no way out. So what are we doing to get people out who are innocent people and to get the hostages out? Like, what the fuck are we doing? And Trump is saying that, like, let's not forget the Muslim ban. Like, the second he was elected, he had a Muslim ban, and we're at the airports trying to help people that are coming into the country. He is going to cancel student visas if you're from anywhere. If you're a sympathizer with Palestine, your visa will be canceled.
It's outrageous.
And we know that
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham, said, let me find the quote. He says that there's no limit of Palestinian deaths that would make him question Israel.
That is wild statement.
Well, it's a dangerous.
It's wild. And this is someone who is not new to the game. He is, the fact that this fucking guy keeps getting reelected too is wild to me. Lindsey Graham, what are y'all doing? What's that, in South Carolina?
I think he's South Carolina.
What are y'all doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
In South Carolina.
He's calling for the deaths of innocent people.
Yeah. I mean, he did say, there's no limit, but here's what you need to do. Be smart. Let's try to limit civilian casualties the best we can. Let's put humanitarian aid in areas to protect the innocent. I'm all for that.
So why isn't that the only statement? Why do we have to say there's no limit? Like, my God.
And I think we can all recognize that Hamas is a terrorist organization. You know what I mean? Like, of course. Like, and that is not good. And they should not be inflicting harm on these Israelis either. You know what I mean? But it's scary.
It is scary.
And you know, again, like, we are very lucky as Americans because, you know, save for the Civil War, American Revolution, you know, and yes, I know 9/11 was a terrorist attack and Pearl Harbor, okay. But I'm talking about, like, we never had to actually live through a war. We've never had to see the devastation of what a war does to our buildings, to our communities, to where we live and how we live. We've never really had to endure that in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think we need to think about that, like, because we can imagine the horrors of it, but we can't really imagine the horrors of it. And for people to sit here and kind of make judgments and all of that, it's like, dude, like, you're coming from such a place of privilege where we don't ever experience that. You know, like, Europe devastated World War I, World War II. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have that here. And so, and then all the wars in the Middle East, we're very lucky.
Well, and just like everything else today, social media just amplifies it. I don't know if you saw that story about Twitter, because I'm never calling it X, but, you know, you have to pay to have your check mark now.
It's
like, that's the verification is this check mark, right?
So anybody can do it.
So they did a study, and since this whole thing went into effect, which was what, like fucking 6 months ago or something, 700% of misinformation on Twitter is shared by these verified accounts.
Right. Because they're not verified.
But they're all trolls.
Right.
It's always the trolls with these check marks.
And think about it. Like, think about the kids, the younger people that are on these accounts. Like, it's worrisome. Like, I worry so much for my kids, and like, you know, what's coming up in their feed? You know, are they getting alpha male shit? You know what I mean? Like, what is the stuff like that? Who's that guy? Andrew Tate. Like, and those like bros that want to like copy Andrew Tate. Like, you know, do they watch one video and then now another video comes into the? You know what I mean? Like, how do the algorithm? How does it work? And how do we protect our kids from this bullshit that they see in these quick little bites that are being imprinted in their heads? Like, I went through the phone and I blocked a bunch of websites, I went on this thing, I was like, what are like all the bad websites that kind of share this like weird, like incel, like, you know, like all this like crazy, like 4chan shit. And I went and I put blocks on it. So like my kids' phones, like they can't access those websites, they can't get information. And then I put keywords where like if videos or things come up with those keywords, like they won't get them. Like, that's what I'm doing because I'm worried. I'm really afraid. And maybe I'm overly afraid, but like, there's too much bad information out there. And for young people who are on these things to be able to sift through and have the critical thinking to really decipher between what is good information and bad, especially even with like the Israel-Palestine issue. You know what I mean? Like, what information are they getting? And are they making good judgments about the media that they're consuming? I don't know.
I don't know either, but also I would say please have faith in yourself as a parent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know, but
like what you feel, your husband the same way, progressive, it's not falling on deaf ears. You know what I mean? These people are fucking insane. I mean, they're insane. And it's, speaking of insane, the Democrats have found my email address this week, honey.
Oh.
Starting last week, I get at least 6 emails a day asking me for money. From the Biden all the way down. I got an email from somebody, I don't know where this motherfucker was, Wisconsin. And I'm like, how did this guy get please stop selling my information. Yes. Please. It doesn't make me want to, when it says, hey, Hillary, in this weird fucking, please don't address me, computer.
Yeah, or it's like, you know, this is the last email I'm going to send. You know, I get those kind of ones.
Oh, yeah.
The thing with that is, like, my email address now sucks. Because I don't even know when I get emails from people that I know because I'm so bombarded with, like, so much, like, Democrat, like, spam.
No, fuck it.
So I got to go through and like actually do like that whole like unsubscribe to a mail because it's too much. I cannot sift through my mail.
Oh, I have a whole junk email that I send if like I buy something online or whatever. I use my junk email because I know they sell that shit.
Yeah.
But the Democrats need to stop asking me for money. And here's another reason why. Whoo, girl.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me do one because you're going to go into something
go
good.
Ahead.
I just wanted to point out it's George Santos.
Oh God, yeah.
This guy not expelled.
Did you see the quote that he used?
He was not expelled.
Yeah, but did you see the quote? He put out a tweet that he then deleted, and it was a picture of him like leaning back, and he had a cartoon crown on. And you know the quote that it said?
Oh, what?
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Oh.
Sound familiar when I talk about Omar Little from The Wire last week?
Wow.
Or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Wow. This is a guy who lied about his background. This is a guy who lied to Congress. This is a guy who allegedly was stealing funds from donors and collecting, allegedly, unemployment. But
he stole credit card numbers from one of his donors.
But
Democrats voted against it.
There was like 30 Democrats that voted against expelling this guy. What are you guys doing?
So here's the explanation.
What is happening? I don't care. How about that?
I think it's Jamie Raskin. He's a House rep. You would recognize him from like that January 6th hearings. He said that it's not fair without some sort of criminal investigation.
Well, they're doing an ethics program.
Right. Like that needs to go through first before we can do that.
All right. So just waste time, spend money.
Yeah. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But I agree. We can't have, it's a distraction to the real issues. We got this new big MAGA dick Mike in there, and this motherfucker can't get aid to Israel. Can't get aid to Ukraine. Can't balance the budget. Can't get a budget passed. You see this?
It's insane.
He's trying to give money, but then not put money at the border, and then not put money in Ukraine. He's trying to do this game, and he's now starting to understand why, what's that stupid big bird's name? Who was McCarthy couldn't get shit done.
Yeah.
Because you got squirrels knocking at your door every 5 minutes with wanting some more nuts.
It's insane.
Our government is you know what I'm talking about.
Our government is insane.
Gates, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're fucking nuts.
My favorite thing though is how Marjorie Taylor Greene hates Lauren Boebert now, and it just like calls her out.
It's my favorite. Yeah,
like,
all these big titties are.
But again. Can we just get people who want to work? Like, I don't understand.
That's the other thing. The people who want to work can't do anything.
They go away.
They held them hostage for 3 weeks because they couldn't get a fucking speaker in there. They couldn't get work done. They held them there. They were supposed to be back in their districts.
And they're getting paid.
Yeah. And then they got this guy in here now.
Can this happen to me? I would love to go for weeks without working.
Did you see that guy Mike Johnson said that his wife was on her knees praying for him to get this thing?
Girl.
Oh, by the way, here's the other thing they're investigating. Because here's the thing, Mike Johnson. You want to step out of the spotlight? Here it comes. Now they're investigating you. All of your reporters are like, who is this guy anyway? Let's pull these files out and see. Never filed a finance a finance form. Never filed it. No, he's never has not shown income on a form he's turned in 7 years.
How is this? Who is vetting? But who is vetting these forms? When you turn in the form,
no money.
Isn't there a checklist?
No
Isn't there someone that goes, okay, we got this form, and we got that form. Oh, sorry, this is incomplete.
Yeah, where's the money?
You can't run unless everything's complete. How is this happening?
But here's the thing.
Like, the U.S. government is the most incompetent thing that I've ever seen in my life. I don't even have the words.
Here's what I know.
I don't even have the words.
Here's what I know.
But
we've been doing this podcast long enough that I know that is the red flag the size of the state of Florida. All right? You want to turn your forms in? Send it here. I'm going to put a big giant red flag on it. Because if y'all don't know, we fucking know. We know. Yes. And where's he getting money? Where's the money, Lebowski?
Wow.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yes. Oh, I just watched that the other night. I just watched that.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Because something's fishy out down there in New Orleans, all right? Okay, so my last thing, speaking of money, anything I can tie in. All right, listen. Okay, I'm going to try to get through this without laughing too hard. So the Florida Dems, I'm already laughing, had their state convention last weekend. Dismal turnout, whatever. Anyway, beside the point. I watched this. First, I was obsessed with it this weekend watching Twitter. Right, the videos were fucking hilarious. Second of all, they put like a recap video out on Monday.
Oh, they did.
The speeches, the level of delusion at the Florida Democratic Party is staggering. It's fucking staggering. To see speech after speech of the demands of what we need to do and how we're going to take the state back in 24.
Oh yeah, that is
Are
a
you
swing state.
Out of your
Florida
fucking minds?
State.
Are you out of your fucking minds? How about a little bit of truth and a little bit of honesty? You've been selling the same pile of garbage to these fucking morons for 40 years. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're not taking back shit in 2024. Get fucking real. Stop lying to the handful of fucking old fuckers who wheeled out to fucking Orlando last weekend. You should have seen this crowd. You should have seen the crowd. They had defibrillators at every table. It's fucked. It's fucked up. All right? I'm sorry. I can't help it. But my God.
There was a small youth presence.
And also, there was. All right. Yes, we know the good people that were there. I'm not trying to downplay it. There was good people. Maxwell Frost was there. But again, stop dragging this kid out too to like build your shit up. He's one person out of an entire state. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just please.
They need to change the playbook.
Yeah, please. And by the way, maybe I shouldn't say that. There was a speech done that I want to take this person and slap him across the face so fucking hard. How dare you? Also, how the fuck do you sleep at night, bro? How the fuck do you sleep at night? I know how. A cushy dollar bills under your pillow from all the fucking campaigns you've lost.
Wow. Oh, no.
Now you're grifting over here getting money.
Wow.
I'm sorry. How long do we allow the same fucking people to run around this state like they know what the fuck they're doing? I'd rather take my chances with a consultant they're flying in from Denmark.
Where? Yeah.
Who knows Florida? I know Florida. I'd rather take my chance with that motherfucker than someone who doesn't have a proven track record here. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of the fucking lies. 2024 will be a bigger bloodbath here than 22. I'm sorry. We're going to lose the Rick Scott race. I don't know.
God.
I have faith in her, but I don't know. This guy's got $300 million to sitting there waiting to spend. I just wish that we for once would be honest with the people sitting there and don't tell them we're taking back 24.
We're not.
It's going to take decades.
Yeah.
Tell them and by the way, what's the plan? So here's the worst part. So all this happens. I watched this video. I'm like vomiting. I got to tell you, I try so hard to be positive. I just can't. It's just so sickening. Then they put a tweet out that I saw read. Okay? They're asking for $24,000 in donations.
Oh, yeah.
So they can go back on the road and continue to tour Florida. They want to go back on the road because the last tour was so successful, right, guys? Because talking to grandmas and grandpas at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a fucking Wednesday was so successful, right? This is how we work on off years, is we tour around Florida and glad hand the same fucking Democratic volunteers you've had for 30 years. In what fucking universe is this a real thing that you guys think is working? Who's telling you this is working? There's no elected official or candidate in this state of Florida that's telling you that you're doing a good job and that what you're doing is working. There's no fucking way. We need to walk out of this delusional bubble you motherfuckers are working in. We're suffering out here.
We are.
The Democrats could turn the state around. We could make good inroads everywhere we turn. But what's the plan? You want $24,000? And by the way, I retweeted that. And I asked the question that nobody's fucking asking. Where's the $1 million you promised to clubs and caucuses in Florida for voter outreach back in June or July? Where's the $1 million, bro? Where the fuck is it? You stood at a stage in fucking Florida blue, and you promised $1 million to clubs and caucuses. We all heard what that plan was. Well, at least I heard it from people who were involved. Right. That the clubs and caucuses, I've been through this already. They got to put the plan together. Give us the plan and we're going to give you the money. Has any club and caucus in the state of Florida gotten money? Has any club or caucus applied for money? How much has been given out? Where's the $1 million you promised? How dare you ask for more money to go back on the road for your tour when you haven't given clubs and caucuses the money they need? It is November 2023. We are a year away from an election for president and for fucking Senate in this state. Where's the money, Lebowski?
And why are they going on a tour? Why not do a whole voter outreach campaign? We talked about it a few weeks ago. We are so far behind voter registration in this state. And in counties that are blue counties, we are further and further behind. And, to use this stupid metaphor, we talk about building the bench, right? This sports metaphor of like the next generation of people. We need to change the playbook, right? If the play isn't working, that stupid University of Michigan just got in trouble because one of their coaches went with the camera and he's filming them for the signals and stuff. Why don't you guys go spy? You guys need to go spy on some Republicans, and you need to get some tips.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to go steal whatever their playbook is so that you can beat them.
No, you know what they're going to do?
This is where we're at.
You know what they're going to do
to
spy?
Go steal, go find it, figure it out.
You know what they're going to do? Tina did a story once that was so fucking good. It was all the ways that the CIA invested in spying. And one of the things they did is they trained cats.
Oh, yeah.
They put little cameras on them in Russia. And what happened? The first cat went out of the test. It got run over by a car. That's what the Florida Democrats will do. You know what we need, guys? We need $24,000 because we're going to put cameras on a bunch of cats.
On alligators.
And then we're going to send them in.
We're in Florida.
And we're going to send them into the fucking swamp and see if we can get some tips on how the GOP is working. Fuck you. By the way, put that plan out. I'll give you money. Okay? If you tell me that's your plan, I got fucking $10 right now.
Let's do it.
Here's the plan. If Nikki Fried got a fucking ad together and said, here's the fucking plan, right? I would give you money for that. Because at least I know somebody is in a dark room coming up with some fucking thing.
Or something.
Like, please.
Something. Like, I would like to see, this is what I would like to see. November 2023. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. And then when that's done, December 2023, after those 3 steps are done, then we move into, the next phase. And then when that's done, the next phase, like, what are the phases? How are we?
There are none.
What is the rollout of the plan? But we need people registered.
It's like they're more concerned with what they can show on social media of what they're doing as work. But that's what I mean. Here's more pictures from this. Here's a video of this. Bro, how does that equate to voting? How does it equate to it? Like, what? And by the way, like, I don't know how much longer I can actually scream about this. It makes no fucking sense. I'm a little tiny nothing here. I'm nobody. And again, I will say, if I'm the only one asking you the question, and there's more important people than me that should be asking these questions, when you make promises to clubs and caucuses, and you go around the state and you promise millions of dollars, $1 million to people, and then you don't deliver, somebody else should be asking that question. Why aren't they? How dare you? What's worse? Manny Diaz, who raised a couple million and disappeared for a year? Or 2 years? Never saw him again? Or someone who goes all over the place, promises money, and you don't see any. And here's the other side of the coin. I get it. Who the fuck wants to give money to the Florida Dems? How is she going to get the money? How did you ever expect to get $1 million to invest in voter registration when the party is so bad when you inherited it that nobody wants to give you money? Like, it's a fucking double-edged sword, but you also can't make promises you can't keep.
You know what would be a good use of money? Instead of going on a tour in Florida, like, go to Michigan. Go talk to that governor. Go to states where seats have been won in seats that they thought that Democrats couldn't win. And go talk to, what did they do? What was their plan? Like, there's got to be people out there with advice that could help us rethink and restructure Florida in some way. Yeah. I don't know.
All right, we got to get moving here. Let's see.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So today, we're going to the Great White North, my love. Canada. Oh, Canada.
Oh, nice.
It's International Mutt Day. Is that okay? We're doing International Mutt.
No, do it.
Okay.
Again, it's our show. We do what we want.
Let's get out of the USA. It's a shit show. Let's go to Canada.
Something, 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 something.
Very good. I'm here for it. We're going to talk about Wing Commander in the Canadian Air Force, Russell Williams.
Oh.
So I don't know how I went down this hole on YouTube, but one day I was watching, maybe it was a link I saw somewhere, and it's police confessions, interrogations.
Oh.
And this one came up, and it's a couple hours long, you know, so you're kind of, it was intense to watch it, but then it was like, because it was just, they presented all this stuff to him, and he was like, all right, yeah, all right, I did it, right? Like, it was so fucked up. Like, he wasn't trying to deny it, they just kept showing him evidence, and the guy, the detective, was just so smart because he knew this guy was really smart, and he wasn't going to come in and be like, yo, I know you did it. He was just like, here, we have this, and we have this, and he was like, yeah, all right, you know?
Okay.
So I have the link to the interrogation if you're interested in watching it, or the confession that he has. It's on YouTube, but I put the link in our notes. Okay, so David Russell Williams was born in Bromsgrove, Worcestershire, England, on March 7th, 1963. He's a Pisces. I hate this for myself. I hate that this motherfucker is a Pisces, but all right. His family immigrated to Canada. They settled in Chalk River, Ontario. And after the relocation, they became friends with the Sovkas, which is another family. And his parents ended up getting divorced. And his mother, when he was 6, his mother married Dr. Jerry Sovka, who is the father in this other family, right? So during this time, Williams took his stepfather's name and he moved to Scarborough, Ontario, a borough of Toronto. He completed his final 2 years of high school as a boarding student at Upper Canada College while his parents were in South Korea for the stepfather's work. In the final year in 1982, he was selected as a prefect for his boarding house. So good student, well behaved.
That's like in Harry Potter, like the person in charge.
Yeah. Williams then studied economics and political science at the University of Toronto, Scarborough, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1986. He then joins the Canadian Forces in 1987. He received his flying wings in 1990 and was posted to 3 Canadian Forces Flying Training School based at CFB Portage La Prairie, and where he served for 2 years as an instructor. He was promoted to captain on January 1st, 1991, and he was posted to the 434th Combat Support Squadron at CFB Shearwater, Nova Scotia in 1992, where he flew in the Electric Warfare and Coastal Patrol Units. So Electric Warfare is like the drones, right?
Yeah.
In 1994, he was posted at the 412th Transport Squadron in Ottawa, where he transported VIPs like the Queen of England and celebrities.
Now that's a nice job.
Yeah.
That's a cool job. That's a cool job.
Yeah. He was then promoted to major in November 1999 and was posted in Ottawa, where he served as the multi-engine pilot career manager.
Is he cute? He sounds hot. Oh, he's not.
He reminds me of somebody that I used to know, not anybody I was like involved in, but a guy that was something with the kids, like a coach or something. So I keep seeing his face, but no, he's in good shape.
Oh,
but
wreck up from the neck up?
Yeah.
Oh,
oh yeah, it's real. In June 2004, he was promoted to lieutenant colonel, and the following month he was appointed commanding officer of the 437th Transport Squadron, and he held that post for 2 years. I'm not going to go through the rest of this. It's just like boom, 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 military. He was located in Trenton, Ontario. The base also functioned as the point of arrival for the bodies of all Canadian Forces personnel killed in Afghanistan and the starting point for funeral processions along what they called the Highway of Heroes, where the bodies would then go to an autopsy.
Oh, God.
So Williams was regarded as a model military officer over the course of his 23-year career.
Okay.
Amazing, right? Like, stand-up guy, everybody likes him.
Doing his thing.
Things good. Okay, so here we go. On January 28th, 2010, Jessica Lloyd, who was 27 years old, disappears from her home in Belleville, Ontario.
Oh, no.
Investigators identified distinctive tire tracks left in the snow along the north tree line of her property, approximately 100 meters north of her home. 1 week after her disappearance, the Ontario Provincial Police conducted an extensive canvassing of all motorists using the highway near her home from 7 p.m. on February 4th, 2010 to 6 a.m. the next morning, looking for these tire tracks. Like, they were very distinct, right?
Oh, I thought this guy would be some kind of jerk. He's killing people?
Girl.
Oh, no.
Williams was driving his Nissan Pathfinder that day rather than the BMW he usually drove, and an officer noticed the resemblance of the tire tracks. Like, they were doing a point check, you know what I mean? Like, we need to stop.
Yeah.
And I look at, they usually check this, like a DUI checkpoint.
Yeah.
It was this kind of checkpoint, but we're looking at tires. And he was driving the same car he was driving that day. And
oh no.
So these were subsequently matched to the treads near Lloyd's home. On February 7th, 2010, Williams was at his newly built residence in the Ottawa suburb of Westboro, where his wife lived full-time and he lived part-time because he would go back and forth to the base. When he was called by the Ottawa Police Service and asked to come in for questioning. At 3 p.m. on February 7th, Williams was interrogated at police headquarters by OPP Detective Staff Sergeant James Smith. This guy's fucking brilliant. Go watch that interrogation. By 7:45 p.m., after being presented with the tire tread evidence linking him to Lloyd's disappearance, Williams began confessing to his crimes.
Oh, plural. No.
He disclosed his role in dozens of crimes, including multiple acts of breaking and entering and sexual assault in and around Tweed and Orleans, Ontario, at locations close to the property owned by Williams and his wife. He also disclosed where police could find evidence hidden inside his Ottawa home, including hidden keepsakes, photographs taken of his victims and of himself posing in their underwear.
Oh.
It's the oddest thing.
But did he kill these people?
Girl. 2 women were killed. Williams then identified on a map where he disposed of Lloyd's body because she was still missing, remember? Leading them to the location early the next morning. So, along with the murder charge, Williams was charged with breaking and entering, forcible confinement, and the sexual assault of 2 other women in connection with 2 separate home invasions near Tweed that occurred in September 2009.
Oh my God. And people did not suspect him at all.
No.
Like he just, no one,
right.
Never on the radar.
Right.
It was only this random check.
So psychologists, when I was reading these different articles, there were psychologists who were like, he's the most dangerous of like psychopaths because he can turn it off. Right? He has these feelings about like the underwear, how it escalated into murder, like rape and murder.
Yeah.
But like he's been having these feelings, but he can turn it off when he needs to be like the military guy.
And his wife had no inkling that he was. Wow.
So according to reports, while he was confessing all this, he also confessed to another murder. And he confessed that he had bound both these women in their homes and then taken photographs of them. So he was charged in the death of Corporal Marie France Camus, who was a 37-year-old military traffic technician based at CFB Trenton, who had been found dead inside her home in late 2009. So this all happened. He kills her first, and nobody knows, like,
and so in that, did they have any suspects in her case? Or
no.
Wow.
And then within a few months, he kills Lloyd.
Oh.
Yeah. So a little bit about the murder of Marie. He tells them that on November 16, 2009, he broke into her Brighton, Ontario home, and she was a military flight attendant, like I said, at CFB Trenton. So did he know
her? Like, did he pick her specifically, or was it like it was just an opportunity?
He watches them. So he watches to see if they're alone.
Oh
he confirmed, like, he was confirmed that she lived alone with her 2 cats, and he took some pictures of himself in her underwear and then left. Like, he broke into her home and took pictures and then left. He returned 8 days later. After hiding in her basement for half an hour, Williams attacked Camus with a flashlight, knocked her out, bound her, covered her mouth with duct tape, took some photos, and dragged her up to the bedroom. Then he set up a video camera and raped her repeatedly. As the Crown prosecutor described, who's the Crown, prosecutor described, as she continued to struggle against him and begged him to leave and spare her life, he told her to shut up and put duct tape over the nose, and she suffocated to death. Okay.
Oh my God.
So hours after the announcement, it's fucking awful.
God.
It's fucking awful. Hours after the announcement of Williams' arrest, police services across the country reopened unsolved homicide cases involving young women in areas where he had been previously stationed. Of course, there weren't any other murders, but then all these other like break-ins where weird shit was taken, like underwear is taken, all this stuff starts coming out. Like women are like, yeah, somebody fucking broke into my house, and there was.
Oh my God.
He's fucking awful. According to news reports, police began looking at other unsolved cases based on a full statement that Williams gave to the police. In addition to the 4 primary incidents, the investigation included probes into 48 cases of theft of women's underwear dating back to 2006. Inside his Ottawa home, police discovered stolen lingerie that was neatly stored, cataloged, and concealed.
Wow.
A week after Williams' arrest, investigators reported that along with hidden keepsakes and other evidence found in his home, they had matched a print from one of the homicide scenes to his boot. In April 2010, Williams was placed on a suicide watch at Quint Detention Center in Napanee, Ontario, after he tried to kill himself by wedging a stuffed cardboard toilet paper roll down his throat.
Oh, come on.
Yo, let them go.
Wow.
You know what I mean? we don't need to be checking in on this guy, right? Come on, fuck this guy.
Wow.
Williams' lawyer stated that his client would plead guilty to all charges filed against him. So here's the weird thing about the interrogation video. He's concerned about his wife the whole time. Like, I saw somebody who loves his wife and wants to protect her against all of this shit. Like, that's what it looked like to me.
Like, protect her, like, oh my God, she's going to freak out when she hears about what I've done.
Absolutely.
She has no idea.
And also probably in some sort of psychological way, protect how she views him.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably the closest person to him, right?
Oh
and
my
she
God.
thinks he's a fucking hero, probably, right? And he was just like, when they were giving all this evidence and the guy's like, he said something about his wife, like, we're going to call your wife. It's almost like as soon as they mentioned his wife, he was like, all right, I'll write everything down. What do you want me to do? Like, it was like the wife finding out was a thing for him. It was very odd. On October 18th, 2010, Williams pleaded guilty to all charges. On the first day of Williams' trial and guilty plea, details emerged, because they have to present all the evidence, right? Details emerged of other sexual assaults he committed, including that of a new mother who was woken with a blow to the head while she and her baby were asleep in the house.
Oh, God.
The first day of trial also revealed that Williams had pedophiliac tendencies, stealing underwear of young girls as young as 9 years old.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
He made 82 fetish-related home invasions and attempted break-ins between September 2007 and November 2009. Williams had progressed from break-ins to sexual assaults with no penetration to finally rape and murder.
And he murdered two. And if he would have been a serial killer.
Absolutely. They say he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
He had kept detailed track of police reports of the crimes he was committing, logged his crimes, kept photos and videos, and even left notes and messages for his victims. In a break-in into the house, the bedroom of a 12-year-old girl, he left a message on her computer saying, "Merci."
Ew.
He had taken thousands of pictures of his crimes and had kept the photos on his computer. Crown attorney Robert Morrison presented numerous pictures of Williams dressed in the various pieces of underwear and bras he had stolen, frequently masturbating while lying on the beds of his victims. So he would put all the underwear on, he'd strip down, put all the underwear on, and lay in their beds and jerk off.
No.
Some of the photos present... I'm sorry, but I would freak the fuck out.
No.
Wouldn't you freak out?
No. This is like upsetting.
It's really bad. Some of the photos presented on the first day of his trial were published in several newspapers. I have them in our notes. There are pictures of him in his underwear, or in the underwear. As some newspapers explained, although troubling, the photos were published because they captured the essence of the crimes of Williams and showed the true nature of his crimes. Among the news, by the way, in the pictures, it's so weird because he puts it on, but he's still standing in this like manly like pose. It's so fucking weird. It's not like he's like Silence of the Lambs, like, you know, trying to do a whole... No, it's very like...
He maybe he's connecting to them.
Yeah, it's such an odd picture. So, Ontario Superior Court Justice Robert F. Scott sentenced Williams on October 22nd, 2010 to 2 concurrent terms of life imprisonment with no consideration of parole for 25 years. After his conviction, the Governor General of Canada, David Johnston, revoked Williams' commission and expelled him from the armed forces. Williams was stripped of the rank of colonel in the Royal Canadian Air Force, as well as his military decorations. He was allowed to keep his military pension, equal to $60,000 Canadian dollars per year.
Still.
As terminating it would require an act of Parliament.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. The 2 consecutive, because I know in Canada, like, they usually just do like a life sentence. Like, isn't that a rare thing for them to do the 2 life sentences
at the same time? I would think so.
Because I thought that they like that they're because I know we do it here a lot in the U.S., but I know like they have different. Not that they're more lenient, but like they have different approaches. To that. So
after being returned to the forces, his uniforms were burned. His medals were cut into pieces, and his commission scroll, which is the instrument of the commission, was shredded. Like where it says now he's this commander, right? The paper. Action similar to the components of a military degradation.
Ooh.
His vehicle,
like, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. His vehicle, which is the Nissan Pathfinder, was similarly crushed and scrapped. And so at the end, so he's still in jail, obviously, he's still in prison. In December 2010, Williams's wife began the process of filing for divorce.
Oh, this poor woman, Hillary.
Ooh. Together with a request to have any of her financial and medical information sealed by the court. Like, I think she doesn't want this guy or anybody to know anything about her. Like, she just wants to be left the fuck alone.
I mean, what would you do? Like,
oh my God.
I would change my name.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out.
Like, wouldn't you?
You
like,
would never see me again.
Yeah, like I would need my name changed.
No.
I would move away. Like I wouldn't. That's the only thing that I could do.
It's fucking awful. The divorce was not finalized until years later, and her request was denied in 2014 to have everything set private.
Wow. You know? Wait, it was denied?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess she's technically not like a victim, so that's it.
My God.
I know.
That's weird that they denied that though. Like maybe there's something. I'm just trying to think, like, why would they deny something like that?
I don't know. But also the psychologist said it's odd because he was like 46 when he started doing this. And so the woman said it was very odd, the psychologist, because, you know, usually these sorts of proclivities start coming up like in your 20s or late teens and in your 20s. So the fact that he like held off, and like didn't do, like, and he must have been already.
Are they sure like there's nothing from his like early days?
No.
Did he have some kind of an accident?
So that's another thing I read is that at one point he started taking some sort of medication and he blames it on that, like this thing did it, but like I don't know.
Because I know like if you have a head injury or something like that there can be something, but what kind of medication that it would like change your
please. That would, you know, he's a military. He knows right from wrong.
Well, one, you know? And two, like, if you start having weird thoughts from taking medication, wouldn't you say to your doctor, like, hey, I've never felt this way before. Now I'm on this medication. Get me off of it?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, little girls' bedrooms? Bruh. Fucking horrific.
Ugh.
Well, have a great week, everybody.
And there we have it.
So Canada's not that great, all right? They're not that great.
I mean...
Although, let me tell you something. Not although. Also, I watched that. I think it was on HBO. There's like they call it the Ken and Barbie Killers.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the couple.
They're
from
Canada. That's Canada.
Yeah. That is so
fucking
sick.
insane. Insane.
I've listened to podcasts on that before, and
she's nuts.
No, the older sister is terrible.
The Barbie situation who did that to the children.
The little sister. No.
And other women.
Can you imagine the parents?
No! It was the fucking craziest shit I've ever seen.
That story.
Ken and Barbie Killers. There's a whole documentary.
Else.
I believe it's HBO. You gotta go watch it. It's fucking wild. I just can't believe that there's so much fucking evil in human beings. Like, what an evil person she was.
Yeah, no.
And the two of them together.
It's just like they fed off each other, and she was so like...
But I think she was sick before that. Like, she's sick.
No, to do that to your sister, like...
Girl, oh my God.
And the whole thing. And it was like Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
there was a part that was fucked up. That, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Jesus
oh my God. It's fucked up. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Evil. Pure evil.
So awful.
Walking the planet.
All right, we got to cleanse the palate.
I
told you that I started I started re-watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, I'm doing another rewatch right now. So I just finished. I started over.
Yeah, so I am now. So I know that there's a new season coming out.
Oh yeah.
Like next year is supposed to drop.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm on season 2. I'm like,
so good.
I cannot tell you, like, the episode with that doll.
Oh, where they cut the hair?
Judy, the
Judy doll.
But...
Judy. What do you mean? I thought she's a very bright child.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't know the hair was gonna grow back. But the best part of that episode is when they come back to the house and you hear that Western music, and you see Susie standing there, and she's like, "You sick fucks! Where's the doll's head? 5 minutes!" She's screaming. Oh my God, she's the best.
She's my favorite.
Oh yeah, no, forget it.
When they're because they go back to the house of that like ABC guy.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's not speaking. She's like, no.
Yeah. But at one point he puts the doll's head down his pants. And so when she starts yelling at him, he's itching himself and she goes, "Stop scratching your balls and go get the doll's head." Oh my God. He's got to be the funniest motherfucker
But yeah, you know
ever.
what? So I've seen it, full through, and then I saw it like once again full through.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And You know who I don't like?
The wife.
I can't stand Cheryl.
I knew you were gonna say that because you know how I know? Because I'm like in a later season where he's in New York and he's tooling around, but like he's dating, like there's all these great situations with the dating, and I gotta tell you, I don't miss her. And now that all of the shit's happening with her husband, that fucking awful, I don't know why I said husband in quotes, but like this piece of shit Democrat, I can't stand that fucking guy. Now I'm like, I'm glad she's not on there. Fuck her.
I have to tell you.
No, she's the worst.
She is so annoying, and she's so like, even like I was like, wait a minute. The end of season 1, they sell their house.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't like The Wire.
Yeah.
And then they buy this huge house that he doesn't really want, but she wants the house. Yeah. And it's like she just is like, I think, kind of demanding.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
And a jerk. And she's like, you're just going to lay around all day? Like, dude, this man.
Yeah, he made billions of dollars.
He's worth 500. I looked it up.
Yeah.
He's worth, because when he tripped Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And Jeff is like, you could buy the Lakers. Yeah. That's how you know. And I was like, well, can he buy it? And my husband was like, well, no, that's $1 billion industry. And I said, well, let me look it up. And so it's $3.6 billion for the Lakers, and he's worth $500 million. Yeah. I'm sorry,
and growing.
Like, let him lay around and do nothing.
Yeah, and also,
you know what I mean?
But also, P.S. There's another great part where he gives his kidney to Richard Lewis, and it looks like he's going to die. This is in a later season. And as he's floating above his body, they're all arguing, and she's right at the lawyer going, so when can we look at the will? Like, she's like, he makes her character very, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fucking good.
I just feel like
my favorite thing about him, what I've noticed rewatching it a million times, is that the shit's about to hit the fan when he goes, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Because he's about to say something
bad.
He should not say at all ever.
The other thing is he's always in these shirts with like holes in it. You know, like like if you look closely at some of the stuff he's wearing, he's got like tiny holes. And my husband was like, oh yeah, it's called, I forget what it's called in Seinfeld. But he's like, it's the golden shirt, the something shirt.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
the shirt
yeah.
we never
watch
give
the
away.
Golden Boy. And,
the Golden Boy.
Baby Blue, Boy Blue, something like that.
Something like that. And so it's somewhere in episode 1 or 2, and like they don't really mention it, but he's got these shirts, and one of them he wears over and over, and it's got tiny like pinhole. Weird. It's just ratty.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, and weird. I was like, look at him in these ratty ass clothes. But Jeff is hilarious too. Oh. But Susie,
takes the cake. When I rewatched
right now they're separated.
Yeah, when I rewatched it recently. So the thing about the shelf is, and the thing, when I rewatched it, I started watching interviews with him, and then I started watching interviews with the cast. Like they did like a cast ensemble interview, like the Y in New York, whatever, and they talk about everybody on the show, but they talked about. How Cheryl, I don't know, it's just, why? Like, why is she there? Why? I don't like her from the beginning. No. I think and also he got divorced in real life, and I think that's why on the show, he was like out. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like her whole part's out.
I don't know. It was interesting to me, to see the dynamic between them. And when I first, because God, this show's like 20 years old. Like when I first started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, she didn't rub me this way. It's like, I don't know.
It's now. It's because she's involved with Kennedy.
Yeah, but I don't know. She's just annoying. But her character overall is annoying. And it's funny how like hindsight or time go. The same thing with Sopranos. I can't stand Carmela. I think.
Are you gonna make that lasagna though?
I am.
I sent Tina a thing on Instagram, and this guy's making Carmela's lasagna. I got the whole thing, and I go, "Oh, Tina's gonna."
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I told my husband, I said, I want to try to make this. Oh my god!
Oh my god, it's so good.
You get the sweet sausage and then the layer basil. Yeah, that's Carmela's lasagna.
Yeah. That's Junior, right?
Yeah, it's Junior talking to Bobby Bacala because Bobby thinks it's Janice.
Yeah,
and
oh my god. So good.
Junior had Janice's number from when she was a kid. But I mean, the actress I love, like the character I love.
She shows up on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes. She's I love her.
Oh, she's such a great actress.
Oh, all right, well.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.